Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
Yo, we at the next light, Super Bowl Sunday. Verteezy, what's good, man?
Sure, what's up, Rose?
Not much, man. So, man, I know we are nominated for two-time IHA award. You know what I'm saying? The award shows next week. You know what I'm saying? Independent Hustlers Awards. So, but I know the last week they had the Hall of Fame. So I feel like we in the Hall of Fame of podcast. But tell us what the Hall of Fame in NFL is looking like.
Yeah, this is the shortest, the smallest class they've had in, I think they said 2 decades, basically. Antonio Gates made it. Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp. I think it's a great class. I pretty much know all the guys. I know a little bit about Eric Allen. I'm not going to make it seem like I know a lot about him. I know he was a good corner for the Eagles back in the day. But Sterling Sharp, man, if you're going to let these other guys like Gale Sayers, Terrell Davis, who had short stints in the NFL due to injuries, but they was really, really great, made the Hall of Fame. I feel like Sterling Sharp, from what everybody say, man, he was that dude. He was a Triple Crown winner, I think. So, I'm happy he made it. Antonio Gates, I was shocked he didn't make it last year. So I was happy that he made it because he kind of changed the game to tight end, and you kind of talked about that when we talked about the Hall of Fame a couple months ago, about now people looking for basketball players and athleticism in that position. And you look at the position now, nearly every tight end is just a freak athlete. Jared Allen, I was happy he made it. I will be honest. I'm not going to disparage anybody who made it. I'm more so just shocked at some names I didn't hear. I didn't hear no receivers. And I feel like it's just like the receivers.
Who's Shannon Sharp?
Other receivers, yeah. I didn't hear like the main receivers because Sterling was like a shocker, to be honest. But like the guys like Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, the guys who have been basically knocking on the door for years, who have the numbers, and we know are Hall of Famers. It's just time. We got to start getting more of these receivers in. We got to do something about that logjam at receiver because it's just too many receivers, and we got more receivers coming behind them. And as these new receivers come behind them, it's going to be hard to argue is Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt Hall of Famers when you got guys who's going to have numbers similar to theirs, but they're going to be guys that we know are Hall of Famers, Rose.
That's true. I was surprised to see Sterling Sharp get in because I didn't think he was going to get in because it's been so long since he played. And it's like
Shannon been advocated for him for ever since he's been on TV, and Shannon got so big on TV. I feel like I hate to say it like this. I feel like Sterling needed to thank his brother for why he got in because Shannon really has been advocating for that nigga to get in.
Yeah, so I don't know who he sold off or Michelle or who he did, or who sold he sold or he sold his own soul. But shout out to them because they from Georgia, you know what I'm saying, Glenville, finest.
There was one more name that I was surprised. I know some people was kind of upset about Eli. I feel like he borderline. But you said this name. I didn't say this name when we made our list just because it's so many deserving people. I was surprised to see if you're only going to do a 4-man Hall of Fame and you're going to put Jared Allen in. If I was to basically say, like if I was drafting a team of defensive players, I would draft Luke Kuechly before Jared Allen. And you said you said Luke Kuechly months ago. I was stunned he didn't make it because I'm not even gonna say his numbers because I don't know what his numbers are. But when you watch him play, to be honest, for 5-7 years, he was the second best linebacker in the league. The only linebacker you could say was better than him was Patrick Willis. And to me, Patrick Willis, did he make the Hall of Fame last year? I think
I think so.
Yeah, Willis made the Hall of Fame. So if Patrick Willis made the Hall of Fame, to me, Luke Kuechly is a Hall of Famer. And to be honest, the only thing Luke Kuechly probably does better than Patrick Willis, and I'm saying this as someone who watched both of them play, Luke Kuechly was a great coverage middle linebacker.
Yeah, he's a
He
ball
took
hog.
tight ends out the game. Like, if you had a great tight end, he would get on your tight end and take him out the game. Like, I know watching him in Atlanta twice a year, I hated, our passing offense having to go up against him, man. So I was that is the person I was shocked about.
Yeah. It is what it is, like people say, but Eli Manning, I thought maybe he might get in, but he's gonna get in eventually. So it's just the fact that they didn't want to put a lot of people in this year, I think. But it's all good, man. But what's going on next?
Hey, man, talking about shockers, man. NFL honors has came and went, and some of the two biggest shockers was one, Joe Burrow winning comeback player of the year. Because I didn't even know he was nominated for it. And another shocker was Lamar losing, because I'm not gonna say Josh Allen winning MVP. Lamar losing MVP. I know you a big fan of Emmanuel Acho, and I don't really try to disparage that nigga too much on the pod, man. But I just ain't been a fan of that nigga like from his days on Speak, like when he used to be Marcellus Wiley, man. Because he just, to be honest, man, when he talked, man, I just feel like he tap dances some white people, man. I feel like he can articulate himself. He's very educated. You can tell he knows what he's talking about. But it just seems like he smiles a lot, and he's trying to be very friendly and trying to do something for these white people. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why he's in the position he's in. Because to hear his take on the whole MVP discussion, the whole season has been so infuriating. Like, so infuriating. Like him and Dan Orlovsky trying to make it seem like Josh had no fucking help. And then here Mina Kimes, who has been doing a shout out to Mina Kimes because she's been doing her thing for a long time and she don't get the recognition she deserves. For her to look Dan Orlovsky in his eyes and say, Josh Allen had the best offensive line in the league. So to me, that's more valuable than having a top receiver. That's why I voted Lamar Jackson. Like, I thought that was something that we all, even the basic novice fans knew, Rose, that if you had the choice between a great offensive line or great receivers, you pick the great offensive line. Like, I feel like that's the reason why Tom Brady has more Super Bowl rings than Peyton Manning, because the coach always prioritized giving him a whole bunch of receivers and the offensive line not being good in the playoffs. And then Tom Brady, even though he had okay receivers, like, he didn't get touched.
Yeah.
Like, the two times we saw him just look bad in the Super Bowl was against the Giants, and what they kept doing, Rose, they kept lighting his ass up.
Yeah.
When you watch the Bills play, how often did you really watch the Bills play and be like, damn, Josh is just under duress?
Yeah, not many times.
But how many times you watch Lamar and I'm not gonna use the word duress because of the simple fact of he would elude somebody so effortlessly, and he never looked out of control. He always looked poised, even though he was under pressure. And we just never even talked about the fact that his offensive line would let people through sometimes because he always fixed the mistakes.
But we saw that in, was it the playoff game or was it just a game in the regular season when the center kept throwing the ball over his head?
Oh, yeah, that was a playoff game. That was a playoff game.
Or just,
Yeah, that was game against the Bills.
Yeah, so the center kept messing up, but then Lamar kept doing, he just kept him in it.
Yeah, and the biggest issue I have, man, is we keep trying to find ways to tweak the word valuable, man. Like, I heard these niggas, this Coon and these other motherfuckers talk about, yeah, man, I voted him all pro because he was the better player. But I asked these people who tell us to vote, and they said, valuable doesn't mean better. It means who's more valuable. And it's like, bro.
So if you put it like that, then Pat Mahomes should have won it.
And that's what I think. Me and C said it on the episode that came out today. If we're gonna go off of basically just completely valuable, then yeah, it's Pat Mahomes then, because they went 15-1 when he started at quarterback. Now, if we're gonna go off who was the best player of the season, that should have went to Lamar hands down. And I just feel like now I'm getting tired of Lamar getting disrespected because of the fact that he's one of the few authentically black quarterbacks in the league, and you got someone like Josh Allen, who they want to be the white hope, and there was people trying to say, oh, well, Josh Allen had all these things against him when he came out, and people didn't think he could be good. Man, I'm gonna say this, man. Y'all forget that Lamar got drafted number 32nd overall in the draft class that had Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, and Baker. Where Baker went number 1, Josh Allen went number 7, and Josh Rosen went like number 11 or 13. And for those who don't understand this, bro, you watch that draft. Let's be real, Rose. Lamar really didn't go number 32. Like, and I say that
second round because they drafted up to get.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if the Patriots would have stayed where they was at, they was not going to take Lamar Jackson. So he really technically got drafted in the second round. And look at what this man has done in his career. Like, man, yeah, man, I was very frustrated for that, man, because it's just, man, y'all keep playing in these niggas' faces, man. I hope Lamar comes back this season and he puts it on them boys, man. You know, I said it a couple weeks ago before the MVP. Man, just get in and get the trophy, man. And they did that. They just gave the white boy the trophy, man, because I got tired of all the bullshit behind the politicking around the award. I ain't seen this much politicking with the league MVP trophy in a long, long time.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Talking about MVP, I know we're watching the Super Bowl Sunday. Who you before the game start? Who you got for the MVP of the Super Bowl?
I said Thursday I was going to pick the Eagles to win, and I felt like Saquon was going to have one or two plays that was going to be outstanding. I feel like Saquon will be the MVP, you know, because he's been the MVP for the Eagles all season.
Yeah, I'm going. Pat Mahomes will end up being the MVP again. You know what I'm saying? 4-time MVP, 4-time Super Bowl champion, 3-peat. Because that defense, if he can pull out a win with this the Eagles defense, I think he probably deserves it.
I think there's a difference between these two teams, man. Like, I feel like you can't pick no one but Pat be the MVP if they win this game. I feel like for the Eagles, they could win. Saquon get the MVP. Jalen can get it. AJ Brown can get it. I see a scenario where Devontae can get it. Hell, I can see a situation where if they just pressure Mahomes a lot and Jalen Carter gets 2.5, 3 sacks, he could get it, man. So, like, top to bottom, the Eagles got a better roster, man, but Pat Mahomes is that guy.
So it's halftime, and Bertuzzi, man, what we looking like?
Eagles up 24-0.
Yeah, it's a snore fest so far.
Now, I wouldn't say that, man. This is an exciting blowout. We like Pat throwing some picks that we don't expect to see. We got a pick 6. We got.
Well, speak for yourself, because I'm almost sleep over there.
Oh man, now this is exciting for me, man. Shit, nigga, that pick 6 by that white boy is exciting. And then you see Pat Mahomes running around, bro. Like, it reminded me of that Super Bowl against the Bucks, man, when he was running for his life. Yeah. And he's still, you know, sometimes he's making throws, but in this game,
he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm saying in this game, he's kind of errant, man. We just saw Hopkins just drop a 17-yard, 18-yard catch that would have, you know, hit our parlay for us.
Yeah, man.
Man, can the Chiefs come back?
It's possible, but Eagles defense, they got too many Georgia boys on that defense.
Yeah, that defense is playing lights out, man. I ain't seen that defense play like that all season, man. Like, yeah, I didn't know that defense was that good, bro. They play okay in the playoffs, but I have not seen a performance like this all season, man, where they've just from start to finish have just gone after the quarterback as a group. And the secondary has been basically just locking down the receivers to a point. Now, granted, the Chiefs' weakness on offense, if I had to say it, is their receiving core, because, you know, Hopkins looked like he's pretty much done. You got Hollywood Brown, who he's been a journeyman his whole career, and everybody thought just because he's fast that he would make a difference. And then you got the rookie Worthy, but he's still a worthy rookie. And then Kelsey, you know, he looks old. He looks old.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I mean, the Philadelphia Bulldogs, they're looking good, man. They're looking good.
Jalen throwing it well. Besides that one pick, man, he had. Like, he's completing passes and stuff like that. He's making the throws he got to make. And you can tell, man, that Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and Dallas Goedert are getting open because the defense is just putting so much attention on Saquon, which they should be putting that much attention on him. But like I said Thursday, man, I had the Eagles winning because I felt like either Saquon would have a huge game or there would be too much attention placed on Saquon to the point where other guys would have to make plays.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one because Saquon. I don't think Saquon's got 50 yards this half. He might have 30, maybe. I don't even know how many yards he's got, but he ain't got many.
He probably got more yards than the Chiefs' offense, bro. They said the Chiefs' entire offense had 20 yards in the first half,
and they didn't do nothing else.
Like, hey man, like I said, man, if the Eagles hold on, man, I'll give my thoughts at the end of the episode what I think this means for the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and Saquon and them. But right now, man, it's a dominant performance. It reminds me of when the Falcons was dominating the Patriots, and it's ironic because you got Tom Brady on the broadcast, man. So, and it's crazy because all season long people been saying the rest of them favoring the Chiefs, but the calls been going against them, man. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of Chiefs fans are gonna get online after the game and they're gonna cry and boo-hoo and stuff like that. But hey, man, you can't make stupid penalties. Some of the penalties they made is stupid, man.
Yeah, but the refs ain't throw them picks.
That too, man.
The refs ain't throw the picks, and also like, has there ever been a worse announcer than Tom Brady? Like
maybe your man Booger McFarland.
Nah.
So the man they said, hey, the team is gonna win this game.
Whoever scores the most points.
Score the most points.
Hey, at least it sound good.
All right, man. Before we end the halftime, are you looking forward to Kendrick? And what's the 3 songs you feel like Kendrick got to play?
I want to say the song with Scissor, All the Stars. That one. I want to say the theme song. The theme song, like what's it called? We ain't there yet, or we?
It's gonna be all right.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all right. And it would be so crazy. It's so funny if he played Mona Lisa.
Yeah, Mona Lisa would be dope, man.
But I know he's not gonna play that one. But
Kendrick catalog is so deep, man. I feel like he got to play Humble because I feel like that album, Damn put him on the map in terms of being like a global star and stuff like that. I want to hear Poetic Justice because I feel like that was one of the first Kendrick verses that was just really, really dope. And
isn't your boy on that one? Featured on that one? He gonna bring him out?
Drake's on that one.
He gonna bring him out?
Yeah. Nah, he gonna bring him out. And I would like him to play something from Section 80, man. But let's go and get on to Kendrick's halftime performance.
Yo, man, we back. Super Bowls, it's over. Super Bowl 59. Shout out to the Philadelphia Bulldogs. They did their thing, you know what I'm saying? What was your take on the second half or the whole game of the Super Bowl?
Man, the Philly defense, it was suffocating, man. Constantly, Pat Mahomes was just running for his life, man. Like I said at halftime, man, it reminded me of when they faced the Bucks, bro. He just couldn't get time, man. Now they was able to get 2 touchdowns, man, but it was a little too late, man. But the second day for the Eagles was great. The defense was fast, bro. When you watch the game, the Philly defense was just running all over the field. And that defensive line, man, shout out to Brandon Graham, man. He got injured, I'm going to say week 8, 9, I think. And they said he wouldn't be able to play until the Super Bowl. And he was able to make it to the Super Bowl, and they activated him today. He had an impact. Jalen Carter, man, had an impact. A lot of the boys in the defensive line had an impact, man. I didn't know I don't know if the Chiefs' offensive line is as bad as it played tonight, or was the Eagles' defensive line just that good, man? But also, the Chiefs' defense. This was considered probably a top 2, top 3 defense all season, and they didn't show up tonight. Like, Jalen Hurts had time to throw. He made the throws he had to make. He's going to be Super Bowl MVP, man. Rightfully so. I'm looking forward to just what this means for everyone involved.
Yeah, it was. I'm just happy for all the Georgia Bulldogs from Philadelphia Eagles that they showed up and showed out. I was surprised that Saquon didn't do what he's supposed to do. Son told me to pick the under on the parlay, but I don't think I picked him at all. But son told me to pick the under. But parlays, I think everybody's parlays is probably jacked up today.
Yeah, man, I had a ticket with Saquon in it. He had 115 yards. I had a ticket with him doing the over. Man, goddamn, bro. This nigga Pat just threw another touchdown, bro. A 50-yard bomb to Worthy. I'm gonna say this, man. Win, lose, draw. We all know Pat's the best quarterback in the league. But that wasn't gonna change my mind, bro. Like Pat is at a place. He's that LeBron James status where he's not chasing people in the league no more. He's chasing ghosts. And this was a knock. If you was a Pat Mahomes fan and you wanted him to try to catch Brady prematurely, this was a knock on that. Man, Pat got a long time to go, man. I think he will eventually catch Brady in terms of the GOAT status. But to me, this game solidified Jalen Hurts, just me personally, as a top 5 quarterback in the league. Like, I just feel like whether you go by stats, winning, championships, when you look at all the quarterbacks in the league right now, the only quarterbacks that got championships in the league right now, Pat, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and now Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
It's only 5 quarterbacks in the championship.
And 3 of them are black.
And 3 of them are black. Aaron Rodgers, we could just say he done. Russell Wilson is on his last leg, and Matthew Stafford's probably going to retire. So I'm be honest, man. Like, there's a strong possibility. Matthew Stafford said he might retire. Goddamn Aaron Rodgers, there's speculation he gonna retire. Like, Jalen Hurts could be one of 3 quarterbacks in the league actively with a Super Bowl championship, and he's gonna be the Super Bowl MVP, man. So you got to pay that man his respect, man. 221 yards passing, two passing touchdowns, 72 rushing yards, which is a Super Bowl record for a quarterback, and a rushing touchdown. Yes, a push touch, but still a rushing touchdown. 3 total touchdowns, man. Jalen Hurts, man, I've been following you since your career in Alabama. Then you went to Oklahoma when you couldn't play Alabama no more because of Tua. And then you got drafted late. And to me, man, you did what you were supposed to do, man, in Philly, man. Because at the end of the day, Rose, we both are Falcons fans. When you draft a quarterback, whether it's the 1st round or the 7th round, you don't want him to win MVPs. You don't want him to throw for 50,000 career passing yards. You want him to bring your franchise a Super Bowl ring, and that's what Jalen Hurts has done for the Eagles.
Yeah, definitely that, man. So shout out to them. We also gotta talk about the halftime performance with Kendrick. I know some people liked it, some people were disappointed.
Well, before we get to the halftime performance, I do want to shout out 2 more people for the Eagles. Hey, man, shout out to Nick Sirianni, man. Now this just puts him in that conversation with the coaches in the league that you got to respect. And shout out to Saquon, man, because I don't feel like we highlighted enough. He came from such a sorry team to come to a Super Bowl winning team. It reminds me of what happened to Stafford a couple years ago, man.
Yeah, same thing.
He was with Detroit for so long, and people didn't know how good he was. And in his first year in L.A., people was like, whoa, where has this nigga been? He's been here the whole time.
Been here.
And Saquon, he's been this talented. He's been this good. 2,000 yard rushes and yards rushing the season. And they're not even going to talk about this, but he broke the record in terms of rushing yards if you combine the regular season and the postseason. Like Saquon, man, I'm happy for him, man. He always does the right thing. He always says the right thing. He's always been a team guy, so this just shows, man. I'm glad he's been rewarded with this ring, man. But like you were saying with the halftime performance.
Yeah, so he played maybe 2 songs I thought he was probably going to play. I thought he probably would have played some older stuff. But I'm gonna let you talk to it because you had the most to say when we was watching during the halftime. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you get on your soapbox.
Well, before I get my soapbox, like I just want to know, like Rose, are you a big Kendrick fan, or have you always been a Kendrick fan? Like from Section 80?
Yeah.
Then I feel like all real Kendrick fans are disappointed tonight. Then, like if you are a real Kendrick fan, like you someone who's been listening to his music since he first came out, then you cannot watch his halftime performance and felt like he did a good job, man. Because like when you get the halftime performance, it's not about you playing 5-7 songs from an album. Like I expect you to play your whole catalog as much as you can in that 15-20 minute span. He didn't really hit no songs from Section 80. He didn't hit no songs from Mad Kid, Good City. He didn't hit no songs from To Pimp a Butterfly. He didn't hit no songs from Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now, he did get 2 songs from Damn. I was happy to hear DNA. I was happy to hear Humble. But this nigga played like 5 songs from GNX. And then the diss song that he had with Drake. Now, he had to play the diss song because that was like the biggest song that he had in his catalog, man. So he had to play that. He had to play at least 1 or 2 songs from GNX because there was a couple of bangers on that, man. But when people was telling me that Lil Wayne should have got it over him, man, if Lil Wayne would have got the performance, like we would have heard the Carter 1, the Carter 2, the Carter 3, the Carter 4. We would have heard No Ceilings. We would have heard maybe at least 1 or 2 mixtape songs, probably.
Probably not.
Like we would have just heard a slew of his music, and not just like what if Lil Wayne would have came out and just played everything from the Carter 6, man? How would we feel about that?
That's what Beyonce did on the Christmas Day.
Yeah, but that's not a halftime show.
It wasn't a halftime show.
No, not for the Super Bowl. Not for the Super Bowl. Because Beyonce has performed at the Super Bowl halftime, and she didn't do that. She played a lot of her hits. Like that Christmas show was to promote that album. That was to promote that album.
And I feel that's what.
No, that's not what the Super Bowl halftime was for. That's not what it's for.
That's your feelings about how
it ain't never been that. And show me one time in the history
of that. But it's
never been that. It's never been that.
But he changed it. He felt like he wanted,
and it was trash.
He wanted to play the song,
and it was trash.
He wanted to play,
and it was trash.
I don't think it was trash.
It was trash, man.
I don't think it was trash. I enjoyed it.
It was trash, bro.
I enjoyed it
because he got a whole catalog that he didn't play. It was trash, bro.
I enjoyed it.
And there was plenty of Kendrick fans online that said it was trash. That's why I said, are you a Kendrick fan? Now, if you a real Kendrick fan, yeah, nigga, that was trash. Now, if you one of those people that I kind of listen to Kendrick, I ain't really fucked with that nigga day one.
I don't have to listen to your music on TV to listen to your music.
But I'm saying like you when I say that, let's not play games. We know what it means. Playing games. We know what it means when you are a fan of the artist. Because there's people who I listen to this artist and I'm a fan of this artist.
I want to hear these songs. I want to hear these songs. Yes, but if Lil Wayne would have got it, he had no choice but to play all the old songs because he ain't came out with nothing. He had no choice.
So what you're saying is all the songs he played is better than his whole catalog?
I didn't say that. I said.
So then what you mean he had no choice?
Lil Wayne had no choice. If Lil Wayne would have before, you said he would have played this song. Or he would have went back.
Yeah, he would have played his whole catalog.
Because he would have had no choice.
Because his whole catalog. My whole point is his whole catalog is fire. Like this.
But Kendrick catalog is fire too.
No. This is my whole. No, I'm not saying it's not. I've been saying this. That's why I keep saying if you're a Kendrick fan, if you're a Kendrick fan, he got songs that are not mainstream songs. Like some of the songs that I'm naming on some of these albums, like Mad Kid, Good City, like To Pimp a Butterfly, to Section 80, are not.
You would have wanted to hear those.
Not Billboard songs. They're not Billboard songs.
You would have wanted to hear those.
But that's what I'm saying. They're not Billboard songs. So for like the masses, he couldn't play them songs. And so when people is telling me, yo, this was a great choice for Super Bowl halftime, and I originally said, go back to my comments originally, he don't have the catalog for this kind of performance. That's what I meant. And at the time I said that, did he drop GNX? GNX was not out. So let's say if GNX never would have came out, bruh, he did not have the catalog at the time.
He would have played them songs then.
But that's what I'm saying. And would people have liked it? Because obviously, but I'm saying, obviously he felt differently. Obviously he felt like he had to play these songs because people weren't like that. The same way, you can't say Lil Wayne had to play them old songs because he doesn't have new songs, but then not say Kendrick had to play these new songs because nobody wouldn't like them old songs. It goes both ways.
It doesn't go both ways.
It does go both ways.
When you promote it, that's called promotion.
No, bro, because it's
called promotion.
Usher dropped the album after the Super Bowl halftime, and he didn't play
after.
Yeah, but he didn't. But he didn't. But bruh, he went on a tour and dropped the album, and he didn't just play all the new songs from his album. He played his whole catalog.
He dropped it after the Super Bowl.
Yes, the Super Bowl itself is promotion. You don't have to play 4-5 songs from your upcoming album or an album that you just dropped a month or two ago.
If you want to, you can.
You can, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to do that to promote the album.
You don't have
the album's already been out. That's like you telling me a movie that's already been in theaters for 4 months, and now we finna promote it now. The time to promote the movie was 3 months ago. The album doesn't need no more promotion. Like, the album's already been out for a couple months. It did what it did on streaming. Like, him doing what he did tonight is not gonna do nothing to the album in terms of streaming sales.
It's gonna have people, well, not streaming sales, but it's gonna have people more listening to it. Like, oh, what was that song right there?
Maybe.
It's gonna put more people on to the new song.
But guess what? You can make the same argument had he played songs from Good Kid, Mad City. Had he played songs from Butterfly. Had he played songs from Section 80. People would have went back and be like, oh man, what was that song he played at the halftime show? And then you would have been like, oh damn, he dropped this song back in 2012. And then you would have listened to the album and realized, yo, Kendrick got a whole album in 2012. Where was this man at? Like that's my whole point. Like, so you could say, yeah, people would have went back and listened to GNX, but why can't I make the same argument saying people would have went back and listened to Section 80?
They would have probably.
So like so then what's the point of saying, yeah, man, it's gonna make people listen to GNX?
That's how he felt,
bruh.
That's how he felt.
I'm telling you what a lot of people online is saying. When you go on Twitter and you go online, a lot of people who are Kendrick fans are saying this halftime show was trash.
And guess what?
And that does not mean And that does not mean Kendrick's a trash performer. That does not mean he's a trash artist. Because if you go to a Kendrick concert,
they felt like they should have played some songs. They felt like they should have. They wanted to hear other songs, but I don't feel like it was trash because he didn't play the songs that you wanted to hear. I don't feel like it was trash. I think he did a good job. I think he did a good job, and I enjoyed it. But like you saying, I understand what you're saying, but that doesn't make it trash to me.
That is trash. It's trash if you holding Kendrick to the standard he deserves to be held at. Now, if we're just going to talk about Kendrick like he's not one of them guys, then this was a great halftime show. I'm not even going to continue to argue with you. But if we're going to say Kendrick is, which if you look at all the top 50 things that came out a year ago, they had him in the top 5 for most of them. If we're going to consider him one of them guys, which I consider him a top 5 rapper of all time, like he's in that conversation. But this was trash here. Because you name any all-time artist from Prince to Beyonce to Bruno Mars to Usher to Michael Jackson that have done a halftime show. It was lights out. Like they talk about it years later as one of the best shows of all time. We're not going to talk about Dr. Dre. People talk about that show. Halftime show is one of the best of all time. We're not going to talk about this halftime show as one of the best of all time.
Yeah,
we're gonna move on to, and for Kendrick to be on the level he's at, yes, it's trash because of the level he's at. If a quarterback is considered top 3 in the league and he throws 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, and less than 200 yards, I mean, that's all right. That's good for Kirk Cousins. That's good for Desmond Ritter. That's not good for Lamar and Josh Allen. So is Kendrick Josh Allen? Is he Lamar? Is he Pat Mahomes?
That's what Pat Mahomes did tonight.
Or is, hey, bro. And this was a trash performance by Pat Mahomes. And if you try to argue
now performance, you did say performance. Yeah, you did say performance.
This was a trash performance by Pat Mahomes. Now, if you try to argue with me, no, he played great tonight. No. Yeah. He played great by these sorry quarterback standards and these mediocre quarterback standards. But for Pat Mahomes standards, this was trash. And for Kendrick Lamar, unless you just feel like he's not one of them ones, this was trash. And there's no other way to put that. This was trash.
That's your opinion.
And the opinions of millions and millions of other people.
Yeah, and millions of other people are followers too. But I'm gonna stand on my own and say I enjoyed it.
You can enjoy it.
I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed.
I enjoy trash all the time. That's why we have eye candy stuff.
I wish he would have played some other songs, but I'm glad to see that he performed. I wouldn't have wanted to see Lil Wayne perform just because it was in New Orleans. He'd have another chance to perform if that's what the people wanted him to do. Because he had plenty of chance to perform before. They didn't pick him. Just because it's in your city doesn't mean that you get to do it.
It would have been lit had Lil Wayne performed. In New Orleans, halftime show in New Orleans, if Lil Wayne would perform, yeah, it would have been lit, and we would have saw.
If he would have brought out all the hot boys, brought out
he probably would have. He probably would have.
He didn't want to do that for the Essence Fest.
Man, that was Essence Fest. I'm talking about for the Super Bowl, man. Yeah. Lil Wayne, a New Orleans native, man. He could have potentially brought out some of the hot boys. He could have brought out someone like Boosie. He could have brought out like someone like Master P. Like he could have went ahead and did that. And that was another thing. Kendrick didn't bring out no artists. Mm-hmm. The last couple of years, the last 10 years of Super Bowl performances, we've seen these guys.
We always want to see who to bring out.
We see them bring people out.
That's what we want to see.
And I kept hearing from all these motherfuckers in the world, well, Kendrick respects rap so much, he's going to bring out someone like Boosie. He's going to bring out someone like Master P. He's going to bring out some of these New Orleans guys.
Who heard that from?
C said that. Oh. And the time out. If you watch the hip hop show Roy and Mal, if you know who those are, but that's they was voted top 3 hip hop podcasts last year. So were we. I'm just saying, like a lot of people listen to them. And like Charlamagne said that. Joe Budden said that. A lot of these big name people said, "Oh, well, Kendrick got so much respect for history and hip hop, he's going to bring out some of these New Orleans guys." And there was people even saying he's probably going to have Lil Wayne do half a song or whatever. I ain't see one New Orleans nigga perform tonight.
No, it didn't.
I saw Caesar perform.
Yeah.
I saw her perform All of the Stars, and she sung some bullshit song, the Luther song, and it's like, okay, cool. And we were over here debating, is the mic on tonight?
Yeah.
We was even debating, like, is she even singing right now? So, Kendrick's a great artist, man. His tour's going to do numbers, man, but, bruh, if we're gonna argue that this halftime show is it, this halftime show was not it, man. It didn't get the job done. It didn't get the job done.
I enjoyed it. That's all I'm saying. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you can enjoy it, bro, the same way that you might enjoy a hamburger that's like 5 stars. Like, yeah, it was enjoyable. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't enjoyable, but once again, my point remains, like, for his status. Like, are we gonna hold him to his standard, or are we gonna hold him to these sorry nigga standards?
Yeah, you can hold to whoever standard you want.
I'm just saying, your opinion for Kendrick standards, for what you think Kendrick Lamar can do performance-wise, and what everyone said, you thought this was a great performance for his standards?
I never seen him perform before, so yeah.
But for Kendrick Lamar,
I never seen him. No.
So even if you never seen him perform, for what Kendrick Lamar's name is and his ranking in hip hop and in the world right now, was this a great performance? Because I can tell you Bad Bunny, I can make you watch a Bad Bunny performance and be like, you don't know who he is, but you know he's one of the biggest stars right now. For him, for what Kendrick Lamar is right now in music, did you think you saw one of the best 3 performers in the world tonight?
Yeah.
So you thought tonight was one of the best 3 performances you will see in 2025?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you then, man, because I ain't seen no top 3 performance tonight.
Yeah.
I saw okay performance, but I ain't seen no top 3 performance tonight, man. It was okay. It was straight.
Yeah. So, what final thoughts, man? What we got? The final thoughts.
Man, I hate it for Pat, man. Like, his legacy is, far from written, man. But I'm not gonna focus on him and Andy Reid, man. They had a hell of a season, man. I just want to focus on Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and I want to focus on Nick Sirianni, man. They did what they supposed to do for the city of Philly, man. Jalen Hurts, he joined a select few group of black quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, Doug Williams. And now it's Jalen Hurts. There's 4 black quarterbacks that ever win a Super Bowl, man. And we keep celebrating Black History Month, man. And I just want to give a shout out to someone I posted this week, man. The great Queen Latifah, man. Rapper, entrepreneur, actress. Like, she does so much, man. She's won so many awards. She's won a Grammy, man. She's won an Emmy, man. She had a hit show, man. So, man, respect to her, man, and respect to Black History Month, man. So, in the words of Ed Ben Rakim, peace.
Yeah, man. Y'all can catch us in traffic, man. Or at the next light, man. Catch us at the next light, man. Because we in traffic. And I'm back quiet. Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.